Adepticon is a miniatures-focused convention that takes place in Chicago, Illinois. It's nowhere near as big as Gen Con or PAX Unplugged. It doesn't need to be. If those cons are casting a broad tabletop net, Adepticon is fishing for people like me, and maybe you. You know, folks who are really into tabletop miniatures. It's been going for a long time, since long before I was into tabletop miniatures. This isn't a history of Adepticon, this is a quick little travelogue sharing my experience in Chicago. I got to meet a bunch of content creators I like. Adam from Tabletop Minions, Lila Mev, the Mini Witch, Miniac, Marco Frazzoni, and even fellow Ohioan Vince Venturella. I also met a Vince Venturella cosplayer, which was incredible. I drove up with my friends Chris and Jasper, and we had most of our meals together. The food in Chicago is great, by the way. I'm actually from the very neighborhood where Adepticon happened this year, Schaumburg, Illinois. I was really hyped to show them my favorite Chinese restaurant, the one that I went to pretty consistently as a kid, but, you know, it was closed. R.I.P. At least the ramen shop that replaced it was also very good. This is just my gut, but if your tabletop game has events at Adepticon, it's in a healthy spot. If, throughout the entire weekend, nobody brings up your game, you might be in trouble. Therefore, I was happy to see a lot of games being played. Obviously there's Infinity, but I saw Battletech, all kinds of Star Wars, Moonstone, Conquest, Mantic Games, Halo, and basically every single game with the name Warhammer attached to it.
That's incredible.
There was also a huge number of people who were just there to paint. Painting figures is a valid hobby, even if you don't use them for games. I mean, they had the Golden Demon Awards, so I spent a long time just ogling all the extremely pretty minis.
The diorama, oh my gosh, that's...
What? Consider a large model, even though I'm expecting down here.
Stand by for Titanfall.
Although I personally can't imagine driving or flying for hours, paying for a badge, and then just hanging out to paint minis. You know, hey, fun, sure, it did look fun and relaxing. I actually can't imagine buying a badge at all. See, I didn't want to wait in line, and on the first day, I found a discarded badge and used that for the duration of the con. Let's just say that Mr. Montgomery had a great time. In addition to all the existing games, there were a huge number of demos for new tabletop product. I would never try to sell a line of miniatures myself. The buy-in is high, building a community is tough, marketing a product is difficult. The production costs also seem excessive, but it doesn't stop people from doing it. And you know, sometimes they do succeed. I was pretty pessimistic about some games like Conquest, The Last Argument of Kings, but it's sticking around, and it has a dedicated fan base. I think I might want to get into it. I wonder if it'll be the same for some of the other stuff I tried out. There's Grave Trigger, which was a diceless 4v4 skirmish game inspired by the Guyver.
You know?
Yeah, so
it's great to see one that's not like that doesn't require a license, like some games,
yeah,
which end up being very bad because they spend it all on the license.
So it's that the theme of it being like you're extremely powered but being consumed by it. That's one of the reasons why there's this limitless movement.
Oh,
because
very
you're just
cool.
supposed to be moving with so much speed and so.
You know, the Guyver? I'm always talking about the Guyver, and if you haven't heard me, you ain't been listening. There were quite a few games I demoed. Some of them were hype, others were a bit less exciting, more like little activities to do with your existing minis than something I'd want to invest time or money into. Conversely, the folks over at Blacksite Studios had me sold instantly with Don't Look Back and Violent Dark, two games inspired by horror movies and sci-fi horror movies respectively. Plus, all their excellent miniatures and pre-painted terrain had me coming back several days in a row. I bought a lot of stuff from TT Combat, as I pretty much always do. I got really excited about an upcoming game called Geogenesis. It's being designed by Andy Chambers, who made like half of all the Games Workshop games. The lore is written by Gav Thorpe, a beloved writer in the Warhammer universe, and overseeing it all is Daniel Block. It's a mecha game inspired by late 80s and early 90s giant robot anime, so, you know, it has my attention. But I was instantly drawn in by the art. It's done by Dan Morrison, whose style I adore from the Lancer role-playing game. This one has extremely cool setting. I got to chat with Gav Thorpe about it for quite a bit, with 2 factions ready to go and a 3rd one on the horizon. It's a cool mix of 90s anime, Dune, I don't know, it looks rad. I'm definitely hoping to cover this one more in the future. One of the strangest and funniest experiences I had was talking to Daniel Block and having fans interrupt to get photos with Andy Chambers. Very weird, very fun. A lot of people actually had similar experiences. Marco Frazzoni of Not Just Mecha, and a personal inspiration, said that he was absolutely delighted that in the miniature sphere, see what I did there? Of mini painters, he felt like a rock star, and he should be. He's very talented as well. Nobody recognized me, which is just fine. One or two people on the Infinity unofficial Discord did know I was there, but, you know, I didn't have anyone who knew who I was, nor what I expected. I think I said, "Hi, I run the Warlord YouTube channel," like 50 times to Infinity fans, and exactly one person said anything other than like, oh, cool, great. Friday morning was when I did most of my gaming, and I do mean morning. I woke up at like 7-something, drove with my friends to the con hall, and got in line for the 8 a.m. sharp start time for the Infinity narrative event. Waking up's not that hard, it's just that gaming that early is a little tough.
So I'm here with my buddy Dave. How's it going?
What up?
And Dave, tell me about your list. What's your plan?
What's my plan? My plan is to hack everything, and then his missiles fly everywhere.
Oh, so you're just... So I made it to the tournament. I'm very sleep deprived, despite how comfortable that cot was. It was so great. And I was able to get into a singleton slot, you know? So I got a partner. In fact, it's this gentleman right here. It's Logan. Logan and I are gonna kick some ass. All right, lots of cool tables, you know. And then, here's ours. So Logan, this is the Aristea table. And it seems like the entire scenario takes place inside the board, inside the dome, the hexadome. It's gonna be great. Did you call this one?
I called this one because I realized how annoying it's going to be.
I respect it, you piece of shit. All right, so what's this mission called?
Operation Demonetization.
I love it. I can't wait.
By the end of Game 3, we were super tired and sleep deprived, and the only real break we'd taken was for the Infinity 2023 seminar hosted by Bostria, during which I asked a very cringe question. But the tournament was incredible. I loved fighting against the Morats. My Scarface model got physically kind of fucked up on account of me dropping it, twice. But you know, it's alright, because I had him use Berserk to kill a Morat fire team, even though he had taken 2 wounds and literally lost his arm and head. It was rad.
What can you tell me about these? These are awesome.
We just, well, at least the big guys are handcrafted in our forge in British Columbia.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Forge Master Simon is over here.
These are incredible.
Yeah, again, feel free to hold them and look at them at different angles. And then
I'm a little worried, but
and then this is a Canadian Chimera.
yeah, it's a moose.
The Canuckmara. Yeah, we have an Osmera here as well.
Oh,
incredible.
And eventually we're going to have, you know, an American Mara.
I love I love it.
Oh gosh, that'll be, I don't know.
Getting a thing from a friend, quite literally, is
There you
very
go.
exciting. Getting Carlos to mule it overseas for me is very honored.
It's not about what you know.
Also, if you know me, you know that I'm easily cowed by fame. Even someone who's only relatively famous in a micro community like ours, it's still intimidating. But I had an in. For one, Carlos Bostrialager, the brand ambassador for Infinity, you know, the guy what appears in all the videos for the game, commented on one of my videos once. By the way, he did not remember that. But for 2, a pen pal of mine is from Galicia and was an old friend of Carlos and co. Instead of being meek, I was eager to chat with Carlos and even grab a personalized package that made its way all across the Atlantic.
Well, to be honest, you were very busy, and you have to make a sale. I got it.
Well, I text the seller today telling the guy to come over.
Oh yeah, I want to. I didn't want to intrude. You know?
I have it right here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This is what you know.
Thank
Not
you so
about what
very
you know.
much. I will, of course.
There's some cards over there.
Aww. I thought that was very cute.
Celu.
Yeah.
Celu is the smartest guy I know playing
Wow.
games.
Really?
Oh, you have no idea.
He's
Celu decodes any game in 15 minutes.
well,
Celu was the best tester of Infinity at the beginning. He immediately found the combos and everything.
Oh, really?
That guy.
that's so cool.
Sharpest mind I know.
He is a wonderful friend, and I really appreciate him. He's I played Aristea with him a few times, and he mentioned that you guys are big fans.
Celu could have been the champion of the world. And without effort, he became number 3. So, oh yeah.
What you got? What you got?
Oh.
Thanks for coming. Celu's a wonderful human being, sharpest mind
Absolutely.
I know. Smart, intelligent.
I want to send him a video of me finally getting something from him.
He was not into cartooning and anything. I told him to do so. At some point, he decided to be number 1 in a certain community of blogs, and he became number 1. He's he will accomplish everything he decides to.
It's
Really.
so true. Oh, that's so sweet. Again, he is a wonderful friend, and I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate you. It's great.
No, I almost go to see him every Saturday to play at his stage or something like that. Oh yeah.
He mentioned. I think I mentioned this, but I run a YouTube channel called Warlore. I think you commented on one of my videos at some point.
Warlord.
Yeah.
You get the lore of Infinity.
Yeah. I talked about
I
the
saw
backstory.
that. Yeah, I
yeah.
watched
I
that.
think you
So
commented
you made
on
that
one
channel?
point. Yeah, what's up?
So you made that channel?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, you guys even sent me Black Wiz last year, and I got to unbox it and do a big video about it. So hopefully I got you guys some sales. Yeah, that's our plan.
Great.
Yeah.
I recently found your channel, especially with the Bakuni. I saw you.
Yeah.
And you made a lot of animation for illustrating the lore and everything.
Little things, yeah.
No, not little things. I know animation, and you put some effort there. Really nice.
Well, you're too kind. I actually found your channel, and I love seeing the corrected Bakunin game too. Yeah. I didn't know you were doing the videos. When you were in the seminar, you said that you were doing the Maya thing.
I do the ones that I'm on the screen. Those are the ones that I do not edit. Those are edited by someone else. But the 3D games and the trailers, I do those.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I have all the assets. So I can put together the 3D scopes and everything.
Right.
Scanning.
If I recall, for GTS, you even let them use one of your assets for the Tabletop sim community. It's so generous.
Yeah, well, because the GTS community helped me learning how to use Zephyr 3D in order to photo scan the figures.
Oh, really? That's so cool.
When I had problems, balls, and then other guy who was the guy who actually knows the stuff.
Gotcha, right, very helpful.
So in exchange, well, thank you for helping me. Here are the high resolution photos of the military orders.
That's awesome.
That's the exchange.
The GTS people they're great. They're very helpful.
Not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah.
Balls is a bit toxic.
Yeah, it's the internet, you know. It
Yeah,
can be
yeah.
very brutal.
Yeah, no, but the morning I saw his video about how to photo scan the figures, because it got me right in the moment where I was learning the most basic 3D stuff.
That's perfect timing.
I already did the weather report from Operation Calstrom without texture miniatures, just
Gotcha.
with the basic 3D model but no texture.
Oh, that's cool.
Then I saw that video from Bose, photo scanning figures,
Oh, yeah.
and boom! Like, oh my god, the last thing I needed.
That's so cool.
And then it's like making
The Blackwind videos have been really dynamic. I watched those a bunch. Watching the videos for the new Bakunin box, really cool, really dynamic.
Kings from the Stone, because I was checking the views on the YouTube channel and how to play Kings from the Stone or how to play Blackwind.
Yeah, very helpful.
Those, when we publish a week of videos, the trailer has 20,000 views in the first 2 days. The rest do not get those many views. And the battle report keeps being getting more views because it's an asset that people go back to.
Right. So you're learning rules,
A video that teaches you how to play is an asset. So I check it out, and now the trailer of Blackwind and the Battle of Blackwind have the same amount of views.
Not bad,
So
very
this
good.
is hot news, but this is actually valuable.
The long tail, yeah, absolutely.
So it keeps getting views.
Yeah.
That's pays the effort of making those because it takes a lot of time to make one of those.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you do all the video? Do you do all of the CGI videos then?
Yeah.
That's super cool. That's awesome.
With Blender.
Oh, okay.
Blender
That
makes
looks great.
everything.
Yeah. I had a friend do a Blender animation for a video, for example. Using doing all the human sphere circulars, etc. So it was
I saw that.
very powerful.
I saw that because I was distinguishing between he got some images from the internet. No, that's actually specifically the circulars and stuff like that. So,
It's I've worked with some great people. I had one other question. How do you ever feel weird being sort of a community's meme template? You know.
Because I'm the one who gets more exposure.
Yeah, Gutierrez does not appear on Facebook that much. It's a funny video.
No, there's just one picture of Gutierrez that I took risking my life, and it's the one that I use constantly. It's like you want like a National Geographic thing. Like, there's Gutierrez.
In the wild, wow.
In the wild, yeah.
That's great.
and he likes to have that kind of shadow, that kind of heavy presence.
Goes to is it Nova? I think he goes to like
Yeah, he likes
like the Emperor just quietly observing.
Oh yeah. But Washington. I went to Nova once. He couldn't go that year. I went, and Washington is beautiful.
Yeah, you can feel it.
You just have to count which buildings are the ugly ones. Which is the FBI building and another one. The rest are super beautiful buildings.
Almost a quarter as old as Space. Yeah, that's great. That's really great. I've always wanted to go, but this is my first time at Adepticon, so I think it's really cool. That's really awesome.
Adepticon is nice. It's big, but not too big. I know you have been at Gen Con.
I hear it's got like 50,000.
Yeah. It's the whole city.
Yeah,
It's taking over.
Too big for me right now, I think.
Yeah. Well, this show was also expensive, but I'm beginning to getting fond of Adepticon more and more.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm sure the travel is a real pain. The jet lag must be intense.
8 hours.
Yeah, I was talking to Selu, for example, and saying, "Hey, when do you want to play?" And he's like, "Well, go to bed soon. We better, we better hurry." And I'm like, I'm having my lunch coffee and everything. So you guys did Rev Racers. That's really cool. That was a community game, right?
Well,
Wasn't it like inspired by community?
One guy from Spain, who is from the area of Corvus Belli, came and pitched the game.
Gotcha.
I made some demo games at events like friend racers. I came up with this. And at some point Corvus Belli said, okay, we pay you for the idea and then we will do it.
Thumbs up.
And then the pandemic hit.
Right, yep. I know that like in the lore book they talk about rem racers, and I'm like, that game must be any day now, and then
But the pandemic stopped the project and it got into a limbo. And finally it's okay, let's do it.
it's exciting.
Yeah, and we stick to it because at some point we tried to make like, okay, basic rules and advanced rules.
Yeah.
Now it's no, like just basic rules.
Yeah, it's more honest.
It's for children. It's for families. It's easy. And people are having a blast playing it.
I'm gonna get a demo it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me, man. It was a real treat. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
Oh, any friend of Celu, if you pass the Celu quality of friendship, then you're in.
Oh, he's such a gentleman.
So, I had a blast. I was very tired, and I think all the fried food made me gain like 10 pounds, but it was a treat, a hoot, a romp, a good time. It's a lot more laser-focused than, like, Origins, like I said, so, I don't know if I recommend going unless you're, like, really interested in miniatures. But if you are, it is a worthy pilgrimage, and I hope to do it again someday. And who knows, maybe you'll get the chance to see Mr. Montgomery there. This is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. You can like or subscribe if you want. By the way, I did try a bunch to leverage my channel to get review copies or promos or interviews or whatever, and no bites yet, but that might change. I'm sending out emails, so maybe click that old subscribe-a-roo button and we can change that for more tabletop stuff. And if you're a potential advertiser, well, let's just say every man has his price. Hello and welcome to Warlord. This video is on the rich world of Queensblade, an erotic tabletop gamebook series for 2 players.